Good evening, friends. Welcome to the BISP Solutions. This is Rajbhat, and today we will be covering the topic creating the EPM automate file to load new cache accounts. So, before writing the EPM automate script, you must complete the following setup or steps within the PBCS application. So, this is our ticket that we will solve it today. Now we will go to the pane to understand whole process as well as the steps. So first step that we have to follow, let me write it once. EPM automate script to load metadata. So this is very important thing to know, that how we will use the EPM automate script to load the metadata. Here we will define the steps whatever we needed, and we will just work upon it. So first thing that we have to understand, that is preparing the metadata file. So step first is to prepare the metadata file. So first step is to prepare the metadata file. So how you will prepare the metadata file? So it is so simple. It is creating a comma delimited file. Like for example, you can create a file. I'm just giving you the example. For example, you can write it that for cache account as concerned, we will make the new data or the new metadata file, that is new cache accounts .csv. So this type of file we will create here, and we will just bracket down and close the bracket. So this kind of file we will select, and that lists the new accounts and their properties. So this is the source file you will upload on the instance. So under this you also have to define the three things. You have to define the three major things, that is parent, child, and alias. So these three things you will define here, that is parent, child, and alias. So let's say what would be the parent. Here we can write it down. It would be cache parent. And then what about the child? It should be 101 1001 new bank A. And then for the alias we will have a new bank account B, new bank account B. one more thing that we have just left here, it is account type. We have to define these all things: account type, then consolidation. After that we will mention the data storage property. So here we will mention in the account type we will make it as an asset, and here we will keep it as an addition. After that, for consolidation and for the data storage, we will just make it as a store. Let it be store. So this is how you will create the things. You will create the metadata file. The next step that we will cover here, that is step 2, is create and save the metadata import job. Step 2 is create and save the metadata import job. So you must define the import process in the PBCS UI and save it as a named job for the EPM automate and reference. So this thing, the major things you have to do. So how you will do it? So you will navigate to the application and then go to the overview, and you will just click the dimensions. In the second step, you will click the import and you will click the create. Specify the parameters for the accounts dimension. You have to define the location, dimension, as well as the file name, and just click save as a job. Then give the import a name and ensure a refresh database if import metadata is successfully selected, and then click on the save. So this is the simple step to schedule the job would be done here. So under this I can mention the step what you are supposed to do. You will navigate to application then you will click on the overview. After that you have to click the dimensions. The next step, you will click on the import. You will find it in the top right, in the top right. Then you will click on create. You will click on the create, and after that you will specify the parameters for the account dimension. So here you will define the location, then dimension, then file name. So this thing you are supposed to do on the instance. After that you have to click on the save button and then give some name, give some job name that should be valid. Give the job a name, like I can give you the name, for example, import new cache, import new cache. So you will give the job a name that would be import a new cache, then ensure to refresh the database if the import metadata is successful is selected. Then the last step that you have to follow, you are supposed to click on the save button. So these are the things that you will find it out here. Then we will discuss that what is the EPM automate script you have to follow. So here we will discuss the things about the script. So here we will discuss the script. What is the script of EPM automate? So first of all, you're supposed to create a text file and save it as a batch and replace the bracketed variables with your actual values. So what you have to do, so script explanation start with setting the variables. So define a variables for your PBCS credentials. So first step of first script, or rather I would say step first, setting the variable, set variable. So define a variable for your PBCS credentials, URL and flat paths. The percentage EPM password file percent should generate it using the EPM automate encrypted command. So then another step, that is step 2, is to log in. You will log in on it. You will authenticate the connection to your PBCS instance. Then you will have step 3, that is upload a file. You're supposed to upload the file. So transfer your new cache account.csv file from your local server to the PBCS inbox or the Outbox Explorer. Then what is the step 4? It is import metadata. It is import metadata. So here you will import the metadata And how you will import the metadata, you will execute the pre-saved import job, and this command tells the application to read the file from the inbox, import the new members to the account dimension, and refresh the database, because you selected that option when saving the job. That another thing that is step 5 is error handling. How we will do the error handling? Just check the results of the previous command. If the command fails, the script skips to the logout section. So the step 5, you will go to the logout section. So you will log out the things. So disconnect the EPM automate session. So this is how the EPM automate file as well as the script works. So the entire process is automated and should execute successfully, and making the new cache accounts immediately available for planning. So if you will ask me that why we are going for the EPM automate instead of EPM automate, we can go for another method also. The why it is important, what is the significance of it, why we are doing these all steps, we are following a lot of steps. So the importance is, the core importance of loading a new cache accounts or any accounts is maintaining the integrity and granularity of the financial model, which directly enables better decision making and cash management. So first importance is enhance cash flow visibility and accuracy. So the most critical advantage of loading new cache accounts is achieving accurate cash flow planning. So first is granular forecasting. So instead of running all cash activity into a single bank line, you can forecast and track movements for specific accounts like payroll account, tax account, international currency account. So this is the level of detail is essential for direct method of cash flow planning. Even the liquidity management is very important here, that by planning at the account level, finance teams gain a precise view of the company's liquidity position across all bank relationships and geographies, allowing for the timely action to the cover shortfalls or the invest surpluses. Then it comes to the bank reconciliation, very important part, we cannot ignore it. So a dedicated account member in PBCS allows for the easier comparison and the reconciliation with actual data loaded from your ledger as well as the journal or the source system. So it ensures the budget to actual variance analysis is reliable. So the second thing which is very vital and pivotal in the instance, that is improving the budget control and treasury alignment. So adding a new account supports better internal controls and improves collaboration with the treasury or the cash management function. So budgetary control, like a new operational accounts, can be linked to the specific budget holders or cost centers, enforcing budget limits and providing clear accountability for cash movements associated with that account. The second thing is legal and regulatory reporting. So the new accounts often correspond to new legal entities, geographies, or the specialized function. So loading these ensures that planning data aligns with legal reporting requirements. Then we also have the treasury planning. It allows the treasury team to use PBCS for planning activities like debt management, foreign exchange, expense calculations, all linked to the new specific cash account. Then third thing that we have, it is streamlined automation and the efficiency. So using the automated methods like EPM automate or the metadata import provides substantial efficiency gains. So first thing that you provide, you will follow up with the audit trail and consistency. So automated loads minimize manual errors, ensuring that account names, properties like asset type, balance type, and all these stuffs will be added to the placement and the consistently applied across all relevant cubes and the planning scenarios. So this saves the times for the administrators. So bulk loading 50 accounts in a single automated job saves an administrator several hours compared to manually adding each one, freeing up time for the higher value analysis, where we have the rapid deployment, like when a new acquisition introduces several accounts. Automation allows the finance system to be updated immediately, accelerating the integration of the new budget or the business data into the planning cycle. This is how it works. So if we talk about the features of it, it contains the actual level detail as well as the account tab property and the EPM automate. It links to the actuals as well as it enables the direct flow planning and the granularity liquidity forecast. Even it ensures the balance sheet and the cash flow statements are generated correctly. Then it fosters the guarantees consistencies and the speed for the large scale or the periodic metadata updates. Even in the facilitates curate account specific budget to actual and the variance analysis. This is how it works, and it is all about the EPM automate that it has been created and how the script works and how we can load the metadata to the instance. So this was all about the EPM automate and all related script functions to loading the metadata. Thanks for watching this video.